Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on ailments, continuing with infections, infestation, and the immune system, starting with the letter S1. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Please refer to my How to Use Homeopathic Remedies video before using the material in this video. I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on specific ailments, but I've broken these ailments into categories for easier reference. I'll begin with ailments of the mind and emotions. Then I'll move on to ailments of the brain and nervous system. Then I'll address issues with your skin, nails, hair, eyes, ears, nose, teeth, gums, lungs, respiration, heart, blood circulation, muscles, bones, joints, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small and large intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidney, bladder, then ailments specific to women and then specific to men, then issues of the hormones and metabolism, and infections, infestations in the immune system, issues surrounding fertility, pregnancy, childbirth, postnatal problems, special problems in infants, ailments and diseases in childhood, and special issues of adolescence, and finally, special issues of the elderly. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. Everyone is a unique individual with a unique physiology that responds to substances differently. In homeopathy, it's recognized that people will react strongly to certain remedies, and as a result of this, they can be loosely placed into different categories called constitutional types. Homeopaths talk of, for example, phosphoric types. These are people who react strongly to phosphorus, or Arsenicum album types, those who react strongly to Arsenicum album. The belief is that people of one type share similarities in terms of body shape, character, and personality, and the sorts of diseases from which they suffer. As an example, Natermbeer people tend to be pear-shaped, have a dark complexion, be fastidious and rigid in personality, and keep themselves to themselves. They also crave salt and suffer from constipation. As another example, Lycopodium types tend to be tall, gangly, and of a stooped appearance, with an anxious expression and a craving for sweets and a propensity to produce intestinal gas. Now, of course, constitutional types have their limitations. In reality, each person is an individual, and so there are as many constitutional types as there are human beings. An account must be taken of the sum total of the person's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude towards life. This is what is meant by constitutional treatment. I'll be making detailed videos of the various constitutional types after I've completed the use of homeopathic remedies on ailments. The ideas, procedures, and suggestions in this video and all my homeopathic videos are not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of a trained health professional. Consult your physician before adopting the suggestions in this video. If you're pregnant, do not attempt these techniques without the approval of your physician. So let us continue with learning how homeopathic treatments can help with infections, infestations, in the immune system, starting with the letter S, Part 1. Infections are an almost daily occurrence, but if we're healthy, our immune system deals with them before we notice any symptoms. Most microorganisms enter the body through the nose, mouth, in the air, in our food, sometimes on dirty fingers. Some enter through cuts and abrasions, while others invade the urinary or reproductive tract through the urethra or vagina. Many of the microorganisms with which we share this planet are harmless. Some permanently inhabit the inside and outside of the human body. A few even produce substances useful to it and prevent harmful bacteria from finding a foothold. This is true of certain bacteria in the large intestine and vagina. Some bacteria are harmless in one part of the body but damaging in others. This is true of E. coli, which is benign while it's in the colon or rectum, but harmful if it is transferred to the urethra, vagina, or mouth. Each kind of microorganism, whether it's a bacterium, virus, fungus, or blood parasite, carries special chemical markers known as antigens. Some strains of lymphocyte, which is a kind of white blood cell produced in the lymph nodes, spleen, bone marrow, adenoids, tonsils, and the wall of the gut, recognize antigens and stimulate other lymphocytes to produce proteins called antibodies, which then disable the carrier organism. Other lymphocytes directly attack and destroy the invading organism. For about 6 months after birth, babies are protected by their mother's antibodies. After that, the immune system is sufficiently mature to start manufacturing its own. Homeopathic immunization does not involve introducing live or dead viruses or antibodies into the body. Instead, remedies are prepared from diseased tissue or secretions using the traditional dilution and succession method. Like other homeopathic remedies, they contain in highly potent form the essence of the source material used. In this case, the essence of the disease organism and its toxins. The body reacts to such remedies, known as nosodes, by sharpening its immune response. The production of antibodies in response to antigens, the so-called immune response, is not the body's only line of defense. The body's first-line troubleshooters are neutrophils and macrophages, which are two kinds of white blood cells that constantly patrol the bloodstream and tissue fluids and respond immediately to the chemical and thermal signals sent out by tissues when they become inflamed. If inflammation is suppressed, white cell activity is impaired. Neutrophils and macrophages gobble up and digest offending microbes, foreign particles, and other noxious elements. The resulting pus is a mixture of necrotic tissue, dead bacteria, and dying white blood cells. Infections can be treated by killing the germs that cause them or by helping the immune system to deal with them, or both, depending on the general health and the virulence of the infection. Traditional antibiotics can deal with bacteria, but not viruses. After a course of antibiotics, live yogurt or kefir, eaten daily for at least 5 days, helps to repopulate the gut with the beneficial bacteria that the antibiotics have killed, along with the harmful bacteria that was their main target. Homeopathic remedies, improved nutrition, fresh air, exercise, and rest can restore the coping ability of the immune system. In some cases, homeopathic remedies and antibiotics used together may be necessary. Constitutional homeopathic treatment is always advisable after serious ailments. Occasionally, as a result of aging or exposure to certain viruses, bacteria, chemicals, and environmental factors, the body loses some of its ability to discriminate between self and non-self, or fails to recognize and destroy its own abnormal cells. The first kind of impairment leads to autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis and systemic lupus. The second leads to cancer. Allergies, distressing reactions to certain drugs, chemicals, foods, and other substances that seem to be tolerated by the majority of people are the downside of having an immune system. Scabies. Scabies is an intensely itchy rash on the trunk and itchy red bumps on the hands, wrists, genitals, or buttocks. Scratching these sores and scabs, the culprit is scabies mites, or itch mites, a parasite that burrows under the skin to lay eggs, which hatch into more mites. Transmitted by personal and sexual contact, or caught from infested clothing or bedding. Mites thrive where there is overcrowding and poor hygiene. If the self-help measures and the homeopathic remedies that follow do not improve matters within 1 week, see your doctor. He or she will probably prescribe an insecticidal lotion. Specific remedy, to be given every 12 hours for up to 3 days to all members of the family, whether infected or not, provided they do not suffer from eczema. Sulphur, 30C. Self-help. Apply oil of lavender on lesions. Launder all clothes and beddings in the household. If certain items cannot be laundered, stop using them and thoroughly air them for at least 4 days. Mites cannot survive for more than a day or two away from human skin. Shingles. Shingles is caused by the same virus that causes chickenpox. The virus may lie dormant in a nerve root in the spine for many years until it reactivates by stress. When this happens, the virus multiplies and attacks the nerve, causing searing, knife-like pains throughout its course. A few days later, the skin above the nerve erupts in itchy blisters. These generally heal within 1 week, but nerve pains may last for several weeks. If a facial nerve is affected, the face may be temporarily paralyzed. If the optic nerve is affected, the cornea may be severely damaged. If nerve pain and rash occur on the trunk, see a doctor within 24 hours. If the nerve pain and rash occur on the face or eyes are involved, see a doctor within 2 hours. Orthodox treatment includes analgesics and antiviral ointments, with antiviral tablets and infusions for eye involvement. Specific remedies to be taken every 2 hours for up to 10 doses while waiting to see a doctor. Red, blistered, itchy skin, especially if scalp is affected or the person is young. Warmth and moving about make symptoms more bearable. Use Rhus Tox 6C. Burning pains worse between midnight and 2 a.m. Isolated skin eruptions become more numerous and merge together. The person is restless, anxious, exhausted, and chilly. Symptoms are alleviated by warmth. Use Arsenicum 6C. Severe pain, skin burns and itches and forms brown scabs. The person is middle-aged or elderly. Use Mezereum 6C. Nerve pains and itching, slightest touch or movement makes symptoms worse, and so does eating. Use Ranunclus 6C. The left side of the body affected with some swelling, aggravated by warmth but relieved by cold. Use Lachesis 6C. Also, you can use the Herpes Zoster Nosode 30C or Shingles Nosode 30C. Prevention. Anyone who is elderly or infirm and has been in contact with a chickenpox or shingles sufferer should take 3 doses of Variolinum 30C at 12-hour intervals as a preventative. Self-help. Take as much bed rest as possible to begin with. Sponge blisters with hypercarium and calendula solution. 5 drops of the mother tincture of each in a half pint of boiled, then cooled water. Hot and cold compresses also relieve nerve pain. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easy to find videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.